Hello everybody, and welcome to more of my Uncomfortably Romantic Valentine's Day special. As always, I am your host, Gunsage, and today we are going to try this. Written in the Sky. This is allegedly a visual novel dating sim thing. I really don't know. Hopefully I'm not wasting my time. We'll see, I guess. Oh, this game contains sex scenes. Yeah. Alright. 10 minutes. Just 10 more minutes. I eyed the clock anxiously, awaiting the moment every student in the classroom yearned for. Just another 10 minutes and I'll be free of this prison. A handful of other students followed my example, watching every second tick by as we awaited the end of another school day. Time seemed to slow down the closer we got. Our teacher's voice became more tired and drawn out, and every moment became agony until at last, "Alright, class, that's it for today." Proving to be as unmotivated as the rest of us, our teacher concluded the lesson with time to spare. "Early mark! Heck yeah! Please take down whatever notes you need for the..." Azure, what are you doing? Before the teacher could finish speaking, I had stuffed my belongings into my school bag and jumped up from my seat. "Oh, sorry." Oh, okay. Wow, she has like no titties. Goodbye, Sensei." That was rude of me. How could I leave the classroom without saying goodbye to our teacher? Azure, that's not what I... Before Sensei could lecture me, I dashed into the classroom with the kind of grace and elegance one would expect from an 18-year-old high school girl. I would expect a bit of grace. I mean, you're not 10 years old and stubby feet. Really now, trying to chain me to that boring classroom, what kind of life is that? Life is for living! I'll study when I'm dead. That's a positive attitude. I skipped gleefully down the hallway, ignoring Sensei's aggravated shouts and heading straight for the front entrance. What are you, 5? You said you were 18. Come on now. Watch your steps. As disheartening as it may sound, this is pretty much a normal day at school for me. Pay as little attention as possible, sneak out of class at every opportunity, then leave the second our teacher puts his chalk down. For someone serious about their studies, such a lifestyle would seem blasphemous. Conversely, anybody interested in club activities or spending time with their friends would consider it a waste. But not me. My only regret is that I can't leave class any sooner, or not attend to begin with. Because the truth is, I can't stand this place. Yeah, well, I feel that. School was kind of for me. I loved college, though. What a day. I was asleep in class more often than I was awake, and I'm pretty sure I didn't learn a thing. Wow, you're a shitty student. Papa would be pissed if he knew. Papa? After returning home from school, I buried my head in my pillow, immediately reflecting on my actions. Though I had no problem leaving class early, or skipping class, my father was another matter altogether. I shuddered at the thought of what my father might do if the school rang him. Having an ace detective for a father isn't as much fun as everyone thinks. He has an innate ability to sense when I'm hiding something from him, and his interrogations are never by the book. I'm no expert in legal studies, but I'm pretty sure tickling me into submission is a violation of the Geneva Convention. What? Ew. As I sighed deeply over my own fate, I glanced around the room for some way to kill the time before my father returned. Unfortunately, unlike most girls my age, I don't have any interest in fashion or TV dramas or boys or anything considered girly. Oh, you're not much of a fucking person at all. Worse, as easy as life would be if I were a tomboy, I have no interest in sports or video games either. Well, then you are just a dull, stupid person. My only recreational activity I ever indulge in is the detective training my father has mandated since I was a little girl. What? Really, Papa, this is all your fault. Okay. What kind of father teaches his only daughter about useless junk like that? Yeah, useless junk. You're a bitch. Even if I wanted to be a detective, he could have at least waited until I was out of diapers. You're 18! You are not in diapers! If only Mama was still here to keep him in line. Who says Papa and... Oh my god. My mother left us when I was still a toddler, shot by someone with a grudge against my father. Her parents, my grandparents, offered to take me in, but my father stubbornly refused, insisting that he would take care of me. Unfortunately, his fatherly duty ended there. Always occupied by work, he left me at home, all alone on a daily basis, leaving me more or less to fend for myself. The only time we ever spent time together was his mandatory detective training, or when I got in trouble at school. Needless to say, the latter became a habit. It's not that I have a problem with learning. If the subject is interesting, then I'm happy to pay full attention. But every day it's just the same boring, useless junk. Really, the way things are going, I'd be better off... I shook my head as negative thoughts began to cloud my mind. Living such an uneventful life, I often found myself thinking things I shouldn't. Yeah, like masturbating. I contemplated leaving home, quitting school, or just doing something terrible so Papa would have no choice but to watch over me. Even though I knew such thoughts were bad, with a life as meaningless as mine, I had no reason not to think that way. After all, what is the point of living a life without meaning? An early mark from school, and how do I use it? I really need some excitement in my life. Vibrator. Vibrator. As darkness began to fall over the city, a solitary figure stalked the night. They walked up and down the street. They? Okay. Looking for an artifact long forgotten. A valuable artifact of enormous value, exceeded only by its power. But no matter how long they searched, the artifact eluded them. Titch! Not here either. Okay, it's clearly a woman. It's not they. I know it's around here somewhere. Many years have been spent tracking the valuable item down, but only now was the search reaching its conclusion. After so many hunters reached their demise seeking the relic... Are we in the same story anymore? Only its true owner, the one person unable to use it, had proven capable. After so many years of searching, praying that nobody would beat me to it, I shall once again take possession of that which is rightfully mine. So why are we not having the quotes here, but we did whenever the... I don't know. Tonight, I shall take to the stars once more! Star-Lord! No, wait, probably not. As another day drearily passed me by, I found myself pacing around the house, waiting for my father's imminent return. I wasn't in a hurry to see him. In fact, if possible, I hope to spend the night without facing his incessant questioning. Okay, so, you want his attention, but you don't want his attention. Jesus. This character's annoying. But a part of me craved the interaction. Any FaceTime with my father might offer, and I knew I'd have to face the music sooner or later. Okay. Jeez, I've been through this countless times, but facing Papa still makes me nervous. I guess there's a reason he's so good at his job. Playing nice cop won't always cut it. Okay, nobody really has a monologue like this. Even when you're talking to yourself, this is not... As I mulled through those carefree thoughts, I could hear the sound of a key unlocking the front door. Welcome back, Papa! Faced with my enthusiastic greeting, my father only stared at me silently. He placed his coat and his suitcase on the kitchen table, loosened his tie, and let out a weary sigh. You're gonna catch flies if you keep your mouth open like that. Hard day at work? When is it not? My father turned to face me. His voice sounded relaxed, but knowing my father, it was merely the calm before the storm. Of course, it would be easier if I didn't keep fielding phone calls from your school! Honestly, you snuck out of class again? Actually, she didn't. She left early, Mark. What have I told you about disrespecting your teachers, huh? In a split second, he jumped from a relaxed tone to interrogator mode. Hey, it's not like that! Oh, then what was it like? Class was already over. The bell was just about to ring. Yeah? Well, you can just go to your room and think about what you've done! Papa? No! I love how it's like large text. Without putting up a fight, I headed straight to my room and slumped down on my bed. So wait, you were in your room, you went out, you're back in your room. Yay! This is so eventful. I had no desire to further enrage my father, and I knew that the longer we spoke, the more information he would extract from me. So if my sentence was a night to be cooped up in my room, then I'd consider it a light punishment. Not that it really matters. I already ate dinner before Papa came home, and I have nothing interesting to do anyway. Well, that's your life. Whether I'm in my bedroom, the living room, or the kitchen, it doesn't change the fact that I'm bored out of my mind. Yes, start cutting! Start cutting yourself! Cut! Cut, cut, cut! The only upside to being sent to my room is my vibrator. My vibrator. What is it? I know how to sneak out. Ooh, you dirty girl. Having escaped from my room, I quickly left earshot of my house. I headed down the street, going in the opposite direction of my school, and aimlessly strolled through the night. This girl's a bitch. Whew, much better. I hate being cooped up in that house almost as much as I hate being stuck in school. It's different if I have something to pass the time, like a good book to read or a new crime documentary to watch. You acted like you had no hobbies whatsoever. Whatever. But the other 99% of the time, sleep is the only thing I have to look forward to. Okay. While silently complaining to myself, I lost track of how far and for how long I had been walking. I crossed countless roads, all unfamiliar to me, and wound up in a part of town I had never visited before. Oh no, this can't be happening. It's happening. I got lost in my thoughts and forgot to watch where I was going. Worse, I didn't bring my mobile phone, so I can't call Papa for help. Mobile phone? Okay. Actually, that part might be for the best. If I rang Papa now, I'd not only be scolded for leaving class early, but also for sneaking out of the house, and worst of all, for getting lost. Why would he scold you for getting oh my god. Either you have the shittiest parent either, or you're the dumbest asshole ever. Because according to Papa, a good detective is always mindful of those surroundings, so getting lost... You know what? I don't give a fuck. That's stupid. That's it! As the training my father put me through bubbled to the surface, I combed through my short-term memory, mapping out a path back home. Yes, it's called turn around, walk that way. I worked backwards through every intersection, every park, every vacant lot along the way. I never thought the extensive regime my father put me through would ever come in handy. I thought it was all useless information, completely bereft of any practical application. Really? Use the word bereft. Bereft. With the rest of this stupid vocabulary that... Oh my god, never mind. But now, in my hour of need, Okay. Wish I'd paid more attention. I tried my best to recall the path I took, but as I was deep in thought at the time, I hadn't paid attention in the slightest. This is bad. I'm just getting myself more and more lost. I've probably crossed over into another city by now. If I don't find a payphone or someone to ask for directions, then... Just as I began to feel desperate, a shadowy figure emerged before me. Fight! Okay. I couldn't see their face. It's a she! She! Titties! Right here! Titties! Billy titties! She! Okay. Their face, due to the darkness and how far away they were, but nonetheless I had found someone. Okay. Finally, I'm saved. Hey! Or he, why, something. As soon as I called out, the shadowy figure ran in the opposite direction. Oh, no, you don't! Okay. I chased after this mysterious person, paying no heed to the circumstances surrounding us. Why would you do that? Even if I seemed dangerous, shouting out to a complete stranger in the middle of the night, I truly needed their help. I don't care if they think I'm a rapist or an axe murderer or whatever. You... a rapist? Okay. The sun will start to come up soon. I need to find a way to my home ASAP! When chasing after the shadowy figure didn't work, I decided to take a more stealthy approach. Using my father's detective training once again, I stalked my stalked my target, keeping my distance and waiting in the shadows. And surely enough, after not catching a glimpse of me for a while, the figure let their guard down. That was close. My target breathed a sigh of relief, but moments later they appeared to be overcome by wonder. Wait a second, this is... They moved toward the platform in the middle of the warehouse we had wandered into. Though conspicuous and obviously suspicious, the platform had a certain allure, like it was holding a sacred treasure. It is! I've finally found it! I need to call HQ immediately. Without wasting a moment, the figure ran inside, either excited or desperate after their interesting find. Okay. Dots. 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 Now this is quite the bind. I know I should chase after them! I should find my way home before my father realizes I'm missing, but despite knowing better, I walk straight up to the platform. You know, it doesn't really do much if you just blink and it's the same background, I'm just saying. Sitting on the platform was a box, a small, square black box with strange characters all over it. Whoa, what language is this? Looks like something out of a sci-fi movie. I picked up the box in one hand, then opened it with the other. And inside I found panties! Oh, precious! A ring. Inside was a ring engraved with characters similar to those on the box itself. A gold ring, big enough to fit on the finger of a fully grown man, yet slim and smooth enough that a woman might wear it. Huh, that's kind of a letdown. The ring is obviously too big for me, and even if it wasn't, I'm not really into jewelry. I threw the ring away like an asshole. Dots. Dots. Then again, it would be a waste not to try it on. What? Despite the obvious difference in size between my finger and the ring, I slipped it onto my left ring finger. Hee, Azure-chan gets to be a bride after all. What? I wonder if Papa will buy me a wedding present. Are you fucking stupid? As those carefree thoughts floated through my mind, I remembered something important. Uh-oh, Papa. I completely forgot about finding my way back home. Okay. Finally setting my priorities straight, I began to pull the ring off my finger. As much fun as this has been, I really need to get home already. However, as soon as I touched the ring with my other hand... Uh-oh. Eh? What the heck? Uh-oh! Okay. Tap, 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 tap. Ha, ha, ha. Or ha, ha, ha. I don't know. It's one of those. This is bad. This is really, really bad. I only wanted to try the ring on, but now I'm a thief! No, you're an idiot! And a jackass! I looked down at my ring finger, and the glowing ring adorning it. And how is it that the ring fits me perfectly? I don't remember having such chubby fingers! At light, too. Why did the ring flash like that? That guy's a maniac! Why'd he bite me? Okay. I'm so confused! Well, that makes two of us. Despite my complicated feelings and muddled thoughts, I kept running. Tip, 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 tip. This has to be a dream. Nothing this bizarre could happen in real life. Well, it's not real life, so it's okay. When I wake up tomorrow morning, everything will be back to normal. You call this normal? Alright. Left alone in a dark house. Dark? Oh my god, I'm skipping lines. Left alone in a warehouse devoid of human life, a single being strolled through the darkness that we know is a woman, but you keep on saying they and someone. Tracing their fingers along a box wrapped in alien writings, they breathed a sigh of both relief and frustration. It's one person, it's not a they. Sigh. To think that a human would lay their hands on that ring before I did, and a young girl at that. I was so close, and yet... The beings suddenly clenched their fist and smashed the alien box to pieces. That, I mean, isn't really much of a sound effect for that. All of that time and effort! All those lives lost! I can't afford to let that ring fall into the wrong hands now. If that human girl refuses to hand over the ring, then I will tongue punch her fart box! Oh, okay. I will have to take care of her personally. After a long night patrolling the city, and an even longer morning trying to find my own way back home, I finally took refuge in the warmth of my own bed. Right. Well, we know that your father doesn't pay attention, so he probably didn't notice you were out. I slipped off my shoes, removed my glasses, let my hair down, and finally... masturbated. Yep. You've gotta be kidding me. Okay. Reekin! Oh, shit, I missed that. Is there a way to go back? Is there a way to go back? There isn't a way to go back, is there? Nope. Lethargy is by no means a feeling I rarely exhibit. In fact, not a day goes by where I don't feel that way while walking to school. I'm sure we didn't miss anything, because we haven't missed anything so far in the game. But on this morning, the source of my dismay was anything but normal. A weird ring on my finger, which randomly starts glowing. Maybe it's a mood ring! My father getting angry at me for leaving class early, because you're an idiot and shouldn't leave class early? A night with zero sleep after wandering around town all night, which is totally your fucking fault? And to top it off, I have this strange feeling that I'm being watched. Oh, yeah, you're being watched. I looked down at the ring on my finger, curious to see if the pattern thus far held true. Sure enough! As it had done all morning, every time I felt like I was being watched, the ring started to glow. Finding out that I have fat fingers is one thing, but this random glowing could be really problematic. Why? It's just a ring that's glowing! Who cares? Sensei's definitely gonna notice, and worse, it's on my ring finger! So? If he calls Papa, then why would he? You fucking idiot. Despite my melancholy, I quickly turned around as I felt the odd sensation once more. This is getting really weird. No, this started really weird. Is sleep deprivation causing my mind to play tricks on me? I don't want to consider it, but maybe I should skip class and take a nap. Papa won't like it, assuming he finds out, but I'll only get in more trouble if I fall asleep in class. No, you wouldn't. Why would you get... You would not get in more trouble by attending class. You're a fucking idiot. Besides, this level of paranoia can't be healthy. Yeah, you just rationalize your idiocy. Go for it. As Azure completed the final leg of her morning journey, her stalker emerged from the shadows. So close, and yet I still can't get my hands on it. But I'll have plenty of opportunities from here on out. Once the human girl goes to that child containment center they call school, she won't be able to escape. Okay. And once I get my hands on that ring, this universe will never be the same again. Yeah, it'll grow a giant penis. What, I mean, seriously? It's so dumb. After wandering around the school for a while, I eventually located an empty classroom. What? It appeared to be a classroom reserved for club activities of some sort, or perhaps simply due for cleaning, as the desks had all been removed. Whatever the case, I would soon put the empty space to good use. No, this is more like it. Resting on the floor, lapping up the sun's rays, I kind of feel like a cat. Hee, from a bride to a cat. A bride wearing cat ears instead of a wedding veil? Drinking milk instead of champagne? That sounds much better to me, you fucking moron. Yes, meow, I do meow. Now take me back home, meow. I need a cup of a furball. Okay. Dots. Once I actually heard myself say that out loud, a furious blush came over my face. Oh, that was definitely the sleep deprivation talking. Sure it was. Without further delay, bright red from ear to ear, I removed my glasses and put my head on the ground. Okay. Whoa. Alright. As I lay in the warm sun, not at all deterred by the hard surface beneath me, I slept both long and well. My fatigue from last night vanished without a trace, replaced by the energy and enthusiasm I so desperately needed to go get another nap. Oh man, I needed that. There's nothing a good night's rest can't cure, or a good day's rest in this case. I should do this more often. Filled with such carefree thoughts, I slowly adjusted to the light surrounding me. But no sooner had I done so than reality hit me. Oh no, how long was I asleep? It's already starting to get dark outside. I must have slept the whole day away. Oh, this is bad. I can't believe it's already dark outside. Just how late is it? Oh, it's not that late. It just looks this way because my spaceship is blocking out most of the sun's rays. Oh, I see. That explains it. Your spaceship? What the heck are you talking about? I'm talking about my spaceship. That's what you humans call them, right? I'm not getting the terminology wrong. No, I suppose you... Wait a second. I put on my glasses, which I had taken off before sleeping, and looked at the person in front of me with far more clarity. Yeah, look at her. Look at all that. Okay. This woman, she seems familiar. Have we met before? You don't look like a student. I don't think I've ever had you as a teacher. The stranger looked at me skeptically, as though doubting my inability to remember her. Earthling, we met only last night. Is the memory of a human girl so truly awful? I had heard the fish of gold would forget every few seconds, but I believed primates to enjoy a more fortuitous memory capacity. If I have been misinformed, then I must correct our records post-haste. Huh? What the heck is she talking about? Did she escape from a mental asylum thinking she was still in high school? Anyway, forget about that. I'm here to make you an offer. An offer? From a crazy person? I don't think so. But if I reject her outright, she might get violent, so I can at least play along. That's right, Earthling. The is very important to me, and I must have it back at any cost. Unfortunately, you seem to have already with it, so I've been put in a difficult situation. The what? Oh, I'm sorry, my humanese isn't perfect yet. Ha ha ha. Humanese? I think I had that at a Chinese buffet once. Humanese? I suppose the rough translation of that artifact around your finger would be the Ring of Binding. Now that you've already bonded with it, my role here has become rather complicated. Even after the woman in front of me finished explaining, I still didn't understand. You and me both. Sorry, but I don't get it. Ring of Binding? It's bonded with me? What does that mean? And who the heck calls this language humanese? Just who are you exactly? Oh, now that you mention it, it seems I forgot to introduce myself. My name is Sienna, and I am the Queen of Mars. This was written by a second grader, wasn't it? Okay. Dots. The Queen of Mars. Yes! Have you heard of me? No, I wouldn't say that. I mean, I'm familiar with Mars, but you are? You, a mere Earthling, are aware of the situation on Mars? I truly misjudged you. It seems you are more capable than I thought, you pesky foreigner. Hey, what did you call me? A pesky foreigner. That is the term for someone of a different birth planet, correct? That's what you Earthlings have been calling me ever since I arrived here. I'm no longer sure if this woman is crazy or just stupid. Anyway, enough of that. What were you saying about an offer? Oh, that's right. How forgetful of me. The reason I came to you this day was to ask for your finger. What? You want my finger? Precisely. Wait, where are you going? Anywhere but here! Or, again, it could be, ha, ha, ha. I don't know. After running the entire way home, I arrived in record time, despite leaving later than usual. I ran quickly, taking every shortcut I knew, and intermittently checked behind me for my insane pursuer. I knew no good could come from this stupid ring. Why did I have to try on that crazy lady's jewelry? I don't even like that stuff! I tried to calm down as I entered my house. Despite the insanity awaiting when I woke up, I still felt fairly refreshed after sleeping for so long, so it wasn't difficult to restore my mood. Forget about the crazy lady. She's gone now, and I'm sure the police will capture her sooner or later. Besides, at this point in time, I have bigger things to worry about. I appeared into the living room, immediately setting my sights on my father. Albeit rare for him to return home before me, it did happen from time to time. He's just standing there, not moving an inch. He must be waiting for me. I sighed heavily, already disheartened by the conversation which no doubt awaited me. Oh well, let's get this over with. Good afternoon, Papa. Boy, you sure got home early today. Thoughts. Did you get off early today because you've been working so hard lately? Or maybe you just couldn't wait to see your darling daughter, Dots. Uh-oh, he's really mad. When my father's truly furious, he doesn't yell or scream. He becomes dead quiet and wanders around like a ghost, ready to snap at any minute. Well, I'll just get started on dinner then. I started walk toward the kitchen, desperate to escape my father's fury. Don't bother with my portion. I already ate. Oh, that's okay. Just dinner for two then. No problem. Emerging from behind my father was Sienna, the crazy lady I had tried so hard to escape from. How did you... I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. Is that an idiom? I took a deep breath and tried again. How did you get here before me? And why are you here? Oh, I see. You're wondering how I arrived before you even though you left first? I'm sorry to say this, but your athletic ability is no match for my transporter, if you will. It converts most forms of matter into light, then. Forget about that! Why are you here? Oh yes, your second question. My apologies. Well, I didn't mean to alarm you, but as you suddenly ran away during our earlier conversation, I thought it might be more convenient for you if we continued talking here. I stared at Sienna blankly, unable to see any hint of malice or deceit. If she knows both where I live and what school I attend, then escaping from Sienna by normal means may be impossible. But if I had the help of an ace detective on my side... I turned to face my father, who was still unmoving. As I walked in front of him, however, I noticed something was amiss. My father continued to open his mouth widely, breathe in deeply, then close his mouth and exhale through his nose. His eyes remained wide open, unblinking, as though he was shocked by something directly in front of him. What's wrong? Oh, right, the birth giver's counterpart responsible for your creation. Do not worry, I will return him to normal once we are finished here. Return him to normal? What have you done to my father? Do not fret, child, he is unharmed. I simply swapped his consciousness with that of a fish of gold. I looked back toward the fish tank in our living room. You swapped his brain with the brain of a goldfish? Swap their brains? No, don't be silly. I simply swapped his consciousness with that of a fish. Is there a difference? Of course there is. All I've done is temporarily move your father's thoughts into the brain of the goldfish, and vice versa. This way we can talk freely, and your father will forget everything he hears. But that's amazing! You flatter me, Earthling. But our technology is no more advanced than yours. I don't know if we'll ever manage to transfer entire living creatures into waves capable of being replicated. Sienna looked toward the television as she spoke. She thinks that the people she's seen on TV are moving around as formless signals? Her technology may be more amazing, but this woman is clueless about Earth. Anyway, about your finger. I thought that if I couldn't run away, I could at least rely on my father to protect me, but in his current state, Papa's just... There has to be some way out of this. Maybe she doesn't want my finger after all. Maybe Sienna got the word wrong. I have to make sure. Miss Sienna? Just call me Sienna. Okay then, Sienna. Why want my finger exactly? What possible use could you have for a human finger? Well, that's a silly question. You humans come up with the ritual requiring the finger after all. Like hell we did. I don't care what barbaric civilizations this woman has visited before. Around here we do not chop off fingers. Am I mistaken? For humans, the bonding ritual requires a ring, a finger, and two humanoid entities, correct? So the protocol is to ask for the other entity's finger, yes? The human bonding ritual? Oh, wait a minute, she couldn't mean... Are you talking about marriage? Yes, that's it! Or as Earthlings call it, marriage. That's it. Whew, I was really worried there for a minute. You should still be worried! I thought Sienna wanted to cut off my finger, like in some bizarre cult ritual. But she really wanted to ask for my hand, not my finger. Thoughts. You want to marry me? Yes, marriage! We must become one! But why? Why would you want to marry me? We've only just met. Isn't this too sudden? Besides, we're of two different species. Why would you suddenly propose to me? I proposed? Oh, you were mistaken, Earthling. You are the one who proposed to me. I did? No, I think I would remember doing that. What are you saying? The proof of your proposal is right there. Sienna pointed to the ring on my finger. That ring rightfully belongs to the King of Mars. As the ruling queen, the one who wears that ring is destined to become my husband. You put on that ring, and it bound itself to you. That is proof that you are fit to be my ether. Her ether. The ruling queen and her husband the king. Wait a minute! How could we even get married? I'm a girl, I couldn't possibly become a king. Now, although the closest translation I could think of for is king, my partner needn't be male, or even Martian for that matter. The ring has chosen you, and that's what matters. Unbelievable. A grown woman is proposing to me, because a ring told her to. What's more, she doesn't seem to care that we're both girls. Thoughts. No, wait, that isn't the problem here. There's no way I could go along with something this ridiculous. 2 days ago we'd never even met. Now she wants me to be King of Mars? What about air and food? Even if I went with you, I wouldn't survive a day on Mars, would I? Don't underestimate yourself. The King of Mars, as chosen by the ring, is far more capable than you think. As one wearing the ring, such trifling matters won't affect you in the least. I put on a ring, and just like that, I'm already the King of Mars? This is too much. Are you really that opposed to marrying me? I can't force you to bond against your will. No, it's not that. It's just... Why do you even want to bond with me? Can't you just forget about all this? I wish it were that simple. Okay. Many Earth centuries ago, we Martians were at war with the Mercurians, residents of Mercury. Oh, I figured it was residents of Venus, because, you know, Mercurians on Venus and Venusians on Mercury. Shut the fuck up! Seriously! We fought for countless years, decimating all visible life on both our planets, and forcing one another into our spaceships. But as the war dragged on, both sides harbored an increasing desire for peace, desperate to return to and rebuild our once beautiful planets. It was then that we reached a truce, a ceasefire agreement, bound by a sacred ritual. The King of Mercury married the Queen of Mars, and the two were bound together by a powerful relic, a ring forged from rare materials and imbued with untold power. For many years, neither race bore any ill will toward the other. The original reason for the war was long forgotten, and we all lived in peace together. It was a wonderful, decadent period of time, one we all wish would last forever. But even then, there remained some who craved more. A few militants reared their heads now and then, seeking to disrupt the peace we had all worked so hard to attain. And one day, following the assassination of the King of Mercury, they succeeded. They stole his ring and launched it into the cosmos, desperate to prevent another bonding from ever occurring. Worse, as per their plan, mistrust over the assassination broke out and our races faced off against one another once more. That's not really how war works, but okay. So you see, that is why I need that ring. If I do not bond with the wearer of that ring, it's only a matter of time before our planets become barren wastelands once more. I listened closely to Sienna's story, absorbing as much information as I could retain. I found it hard to believe that the ring on my finger, so ordinary in appearance, size, and weight, could be so important. And even so, as Sienna finished talking, one question bothered me more than any other. But why me? The ritual was just a gesture, right? Isn't the important part that one you marry is from Mercury? No, that is incorrect. I apologize for using misleading terminology, but marriage is the closest thing that you humans have to our bonding ritual. You see, unlike marriage, causes both parties to undergo a change. Two entities form an unbreakable bond, one which binds their very lives together, such that the death of one would mean the death of the other. In return for the life bond, one party increases their strength proportionally to the binding relic. If I, the Queen, were to attain the power of this ring, I could unite Mars and Mercury forevermore. Sienna spoke of power to rule two planets, but even then she didn't appear to be happy in the slightest. The happy, naive, forceful woman I had met only yesterday was gone, replaced by a reluctant ruler. Poor Sienna, I never would have imagined she had it so tough. Either she gets married to whoever the ring chooses for her, or her home planet descends into war. If I were in her shoes, I don't know what I'd do. So it doesn't matter if your partner isn't from Mercury? Well, not at all. As the offspring of the late Queen and King, I am half Martian, half Mercurian. My very existence is enough to unite both planets. All I need is power. The power of the ring! This ring. The ring I selfishly, unknowingly bound to my own body. If it weren't for my own curiosity, Sienna would have nothing to worry about. She'd have the ring, free to choose her own path, and I'd be none the wiser. But now, I understand that this is a big decision. It's not an act to be taken lightly. Nonetheless, I must ask you to expedite your decision. I will give you 1 Earth day to consider my proposal. Okay. The day after Sienna left me with her proposal, my life, continued in a relatively normal fashion. I said goodbye to my father, who was still trapped inside our pet goldfish, ate breakfast, cleaned my alien wedding ring, and headed to school. How'd you clean it? I thought you couldn't take it off. Okay. Just a normal morning without any talk of aliens or interplanetary wars or ceremonies of any kind. Even so, after such an abnormal day, there was no way I could go about my day in peace. Every waking moment I wondered about what happened, and the choice Sienna left me. I stayed up most of the night thinking about it, but this isn't really a decision I should be rushing. Getting married is a huge deal, especially since I'd be married in royalty. I'd have my own servants, I'd rule over a planet. If nothing else, it certainly wouldn't be boring. I could experience an entirely new way of life, not to mention all the cool alien technology. And yet, do I really have the guts? Do you have it? Guts! Okay. I've only just met Sienna. I couldn't do something as impulsive as marry her, could I? Yes, you could. That is going to be my choice, if you give me that choice. Assuming I get choices and not just clicking. This whole situation is utterly absurd. How could I even consider going through with it? And then Benjamin Franklin said, "Hey Asher, are you listening to me?" It would be exciting, and no life on Earth could ever hope to compare to it. But what would I be getting myself into? I need more time, more information. The way things are, I can't... Asher! Would you suddenly turn into Yuri from fucking Tales of Vesperia? Fucking... Asher! Asher-Inch! Okay. Huh? What's happening? I knew it! You fell asleep in class again! I didn't fall asleep, I just... No more excuses! Go to the vice principal's office right now! Nope, I'm royalty. Fuck you. You, not again! I knew I shouldn't have bothered coming to school today. Don't go to the vice principal's office. With another boring day coming to an end, I quickly made my way home. There you go. Despite being in school for the day, I spent most of my time outside of class being reprimanded for my behavior, which you shouldn't care about at all, because you're getting ready to go to another planet as royalty. Technically, you are royalty already. As a result, the day passed even more slowly than usual, giving me ample time to think about Sienna's proposal. "Sienna, are you here?" I shouted into my silent home as I entered the living room. However, I could see neither hide nor hair of Sienna, because she previously had her hide here, and it was a sexy hide indeed. My father, who was laying on the floor and floundering like a fish out of water, was the only person I could see. "Sienna?" I entered my bedroom, softly calling out as I entered. "Ah, you've returned." Ooh, in the bedroom. Yeah. How was the learning prison? Have you fulfilled your sentence for today? I considered correcting Sienna, but the more I thought about it, the more I could realize there was nothing to correct. I guess so, though I spent very little time actually attending class. I was mostly trapped in detention. Aha, I see. So, that is what it means to have a detention. A person from the learning prison called asking for your father and informed me that you had a detention. I asked her to elaborate, but she just told me about you, not about this concept of captivity within captivity. And once again, I couldn't fault Sienna's summation. It's not like I was trying to get into trouble, I was just deep in thoughts. You mean to say, it's my fault that you were punished? No, that's not what I'm saying, I don't blame you for that. But you're right, that is what I was thinking about, I see. Even after thinking about it all day, it was difficult to reach a decision. A single day was not enough to reach a decision on something as irreversible and life-changing as marrying the queen of another planet. Actually, it's pretty easy. You say yes! Your life is fucking boring! Nonetheless, as my deadline approached, I knew what I wanted to do. Sienna, I want to blow you! Can I screenshot that? Yes! Yes! That is going to be my My best fucking picture. Oh my god, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Look at her face. Look at her face. So rapey. Eh? What are you saying? Where did you learn to speak like that? Huh? Did I say it wrong? I mean, that certainly is a stage of... But still, to jump straight to that. Did I say something wrong? I was trying to use the word you used yourself, but I must have said it incorrectly. What I'm trying to say is, Sienna, will you marry me? You mean it? You'll marry me after all. That's right. Sienna, even if we barely know each other, the truth is, my life has been more interesting these past few days than it has been for the rest of my life. Or, for all of your life. Okay, whatever. If a life with you is even half as enjoyable, then I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Actually, that's kind of sweet. You really mean it? You're not just saying this out of pity or as a sense of duty as the ring bearer, are you? No way. I wouldn't sign my life away over something as silly as that. Sienna, if you'll have me, then I want to be your king. Okay. Sienna continued to stare into my eyes, a look of pure joy on her face. I'm going to save it right here, just in case. I don't know why there's even... Why do you need 8 files? Oh god, hang on. Gotta sneeze. Holy shit, that was a violent sneeze. Okay. Tears formed in the corners of her eyes, though never streaming down her cheeks. Oh geez, if Sienna starts crying, then I won't be able to hold back either. Driven both by curiosity and a desire to keep Sienna from crying, I moved on to the next step. So, Sienna, what do we do now? There's a bed right there. There's a bed. Get on the bed. Like this! Oh my god! Okay. How do we perform that ritual thing you were talking about? Oh, what are you talking about, dear? You already said it yourself. In other words, we consummate our marriage. Consummate? I don't get it. Well then, let me show you. Sienna closed the distance between us, taking my body in her arms. She held me close, tightly squeezing my face into her breasts. Sienna, what the heck are you doing? Shh, just leave it to me. I may not have any experience, but if my partner is my fated azure, then I'll do my best. Sienna carefully removed my glasses from my face, placing them next to the bed. She then slowly lowered me onto the bed, cradling me in her arms all the while. This isn't really that bad. I mean, it's saying 18 plus content. I was thinking there would be, like, nakedness. Once my body weight was supported by the bed, Sienna climbed on top of me. She slid between my thighs and up my body, pushing up my skirt as she ascended. You can't even, like, see anything. I mean, whatever. Sienna. Sienna didn't respond to my call. She simply drew her face closer, looking into my eyes with a kind of gentleness I had only ever dreamed of. Yay! Before I could finish saying her name, Sienna pressed her lips against me. Dude, she's like tall. Look how tall she is. Shit. Her voluptuous chest pressed against my stomach, pushing me down and preventing me from escaping. That sounds a little rapey. But as her soft lips merged with mine, escape was the last thing on my mind. My first kiss, taken without my consent, and yet the sudden act sent pleasure surging throughout my body. Sienna's lips moved in sync with mine, almost as though we had done this before, yet her clumsy movements left saliva around both of our mouths. She continued to stroke my lips with hers, unrelenting as unfamiliar sensations shivered down my spine. Shiver. Okay. I could feel my body gradually begin to relax as her gentle touch soothed me, and I finally started to accept what was happening. Ha ha, or ha ha! Whatever. I gasped for air as Sienna pulled back. A strand of saliva oh god, that's so gross. Still joined our mouths, but neither one of us paid it any mind. Sienna once again resumed her position on top of me, staring longingly into my eyes. Are you ready, my love? This is kind of really crappy fan fiction, but whatever. Sienna spoke without hesitation, but the blush on her face told me she was just too embarrassed. Ready? Sienna moved from... yeah. The lights went out. Fucking candles suddenly pop up. Sienna moved from my side, only for a moment, turning off the light before returning to her original position. I could still see her clearly, yet somehow the darkness caused my skin to grow even more sensitive. I don't think that's how it works. As Sienna traced my skin with her fingers, I could feel a slight tingling sensation all throughout my body. She's tracing my lines! I subconsciously reached under my skirt with my right hand, reacting to the stimulus without thinking. But before I could even try to gratify myself, Sienna beat me to the punch! She stopped my hand with her left arm, meanwhile placing her right hand onto my chest. Sienna! Sienna slowly rubbed my chest as she brought her lips to my cheek. She kissed me repeatedly, albeit faintly, from my earlobe down to my collarbone. Sienna's lips tickled the nape of my neck as her hand slipped under my shirt. Sienna skillfully undid the hook on the back of my bra. Are you sure you had a bra? Like, really, you were so androgynous it was hard to tell. Then carefully removed the fabric from my body. Sienna, stop it. What? Stop it? My weak protest went unheard as Sienna dropped my bra on the floor. Unimpeded by my bra, her right hand continued to gently massage my chest, soon causing my nipples to stand on end. Boing! As soon as I focused on her right hand, however, Sienna's left hand began to pull up my shirt, exposing my bare flesh beneath it. No, don't. Why are you fighting it now? Shit. This is embarrassing. Oh, because you're embarrassed. Come on. Hush, my king. Jesus. You have nothing to be embarrassed about. Well! Yes! Written in the sky! Well, I'll tell you what. I went ahead and decided to cut it before it got a little too steamy. Technically, I could have gone ahead and cut it while it got steamy, but... mostly because I know that if I try to go ahead and do age restriction whenever there's admittedly not very good nudity going on, I'll feel pretty dumb, especially because it was toward the end of the video and all I really had to do was cut it right there. So I apologize for being a cock block. The good news is this game is available free on Steam, so if you really, really, really want to see it, you can get it and just do like this. Click, 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 until you get to that part. I mean, literally, there's nothing to it. You could literally do text speed full and then auto forward full, and it would just with the text until it gets all the way to that part anyway. So, I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. I thought it would be a little more interactive. It's not. I mean, it's seriously not even as interactive as what was that game? Seduce Me, the Otome? Yeah. I mean, come on. And really the artwork was a little bit better, but it was mostly just backgrounds. Yeah. Even the DeviantArt-esque shit toward the end wasn't that great. So, I don't know. I won't say that I didn't like it. The story had its moments, but for the most part, the main character was shit. Sienna was pretty awesome, but I mean, really, she's not even very well developed. I mean, she's well, you know, she's well developed that way, but you know what I mean. But anyway, this is Gunsage, and we've been playing Written in the Sky for my uncomfortably romantic Valentine's Day special. And I certainly hope you've enjoyed, and I hope you have a happy Valentine's Day. Bye!